Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to This Week with Fathers Who Care. And as always, it's nice to get back on the show and talk to you guys about what's trending, what's happening in the neighborhood. But I first want to thank Omari and our young people who are producing and manning all of the equipment up there in the control room. But I want to thank you all for all that you do so often out there in the community to empower so many people. And so tonight it's our hope that we can continue to bring you some additional information on what we can do to empower each other. There's so much stuff going on, in all honesty, and we definitely want to make sure that you are in the loop. I want to also kind of put a shout out to let you know that there's this initiative out with the Census, the U.S. Census. You don't have to be afraid of the Census. There's opportunities for the Census online at it's 2020census.gov/jobs. I'm encouraging you that if you're not afraid of a little work and having some fun and empowering some people, that you should go online and apply for these jobs with the Census. Also, I want to encourage you to, if you're looking for some activities to do, give Fathers Who Care a call at 773-287-5821. Again, our office number is 773-287-5821. Or you can log into our website at fatherswhocare.org. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Tumblr, follow us on all those things them young folks got me empowered on and teaching me about. I mean, they on fire. But listen, also we want to tell you about on February the 25th, we're doing an event at Michelle Clark. And on the 26th, we're doing another event on health and wellness. So again, let's go back to 25th. Michelle Clark, Fathers Who Care, and many, many others will be coming together along with the coalition, Counting on Chicago Coalition, COCC, to present a Black History Month celebration at Michelle Clark. Vendor opportunities are available. There'll be some dynamic performances, music, fashion show. Young folks will be, literally, the young folks will be showcasing their talents. We'll be having different singers there. It's going to be a stone gas. And then it's going to be free food. Again, it's at Michelle Clark. And the address for Michelle Clark is 5101 West Harrison. And the event is from 5 to 7. Of course, we're going to be there early and we're going to be there later. But the program is from 5 to 7. Again, if you want additional information about this, please give Fathers Who Care a call at 773-287-5821, 773-287-5821. And so I want to thank all of the folks who came together to put on this event. And then again, we got an event on the 26th. But if you need it, and on the 28th, we'll be doing an event called Men and Women of Self-Love. We'll be doing that event in collaboration with Women of Self-Love at the Circle Urban Ministry, and that's Washington and Central. So anyway, let's get into the show. I'm hoping that all is well with you guys and that you've been doing good with yourselves and in your community, and that you are all fired up about the opportunities that life has to offer you. And I want to encourage you all, those who are watching today, to call in. The call-in number is on the bottom of the screen, 312-738-1060. The number is 312-738-1060. Now tonight we want to talk specifically about some things. Of course, we want to talk about the census, and we'll come back and talk about that. You need to be counted, because if you're not being counted, then you don't count. That's real talk. Then we're going to talk about some of the other things we're doing on Narcan trainings. We want to talk about the terror bag. These are ways that you can get rid of opiates, unused medications. You can put them in this bag. I'll explain this to you in a little while. Also, we have some opportunities going on where we're training folks on how to administer anoxolone and Narcan via the nasal and syringe. So anyway, you're watching Fathers Who Care, and we believe at Fathers Who Care that any man that's physically capable can make a baby, but it takes a real man to be a father. And just bear with me, because today's been a long day, and it's still rolling. But tonight we want to talk specifically about, and I want you all to chime in, how can we engage our community in economic development, community organizing, and civic engagement. Now, when I talk specifically about economic development, I'm saying that we should come together, that we should pool our resources, that we should have some type of sustainability plans in the work that we're doing so that we're not always leaning on a grant or leaning on someone else to give us a grant. If we're trying to pool our resources, I believe in entrepreneurship. I think we should be entrepreneurs, legal entrepreneurs. I believe the young folks, and these young folks, that's what I teach them, to start early. And even if they start early with just selling T-shirts or caps, that's good. Do it, And we want to talk specifically about organizing. And with the organizing initiative at mine, I want to show you this here. Particularly about being counted. So I'm gonna just put that over and see what happens. Let's see what happens with that. Okay, you see that? This is the, of course, a postcard from the U.S. Census, particularly the county, implying that you should be counted. And so we got some other information up in here that we're going to talk about again. We got there's $1,800 per person to be counted. If you're not being counted, you're losing $1,800 per person. And it's saying that every household would have the option of responding. They can go online to respond. They can go on mail, by phone. And we will also be having our office available for those who want to come by and be educated about the census and what the census is about. If you got questions about the census, we're offering you opportunities to come in to find out what's going on. But for job opportunities, I'm encouraging you, please get involved. But let's do this here. Let's go to now the other issue, civic engagement. Civic engagement. So what I'm trying to do with these young people all the time is get these young people out on the street so they're pitching and empowering each other all the time. They're educating each other. They're keeping each other in the loop. Each week they have a topic that they're discussing with each other. Sometimes that topic run for the whole month. And then those are topics that they have their workshops with, and then they go out into the community. So right now I'm really trying to educate the young folks in particular about community organizing and being engaged. I think it's important that young folks are engaged. I think what the young people bring to the table is extremely, extremely valuable. And I want to talk to you tonight, those who are watching the show. I want you to tell me what you all been thinking about, what's going on, what's trending in the neighborhood. I'm going to particularly tell you about, I had some folks on here last week, the young people, and we were specifically talking about the different drugs that's trending and encouraging young folks not to become parents too soon and to refrain from the use of illegal substances. And they was telling you last week, I thought it was a dynamic show. They was talking last week about all the different trending drugs that's going on in the community. But I want to talk to you tonight about what can we do to make a difference in the lives of others. I'm asking you, those who are possibly tuning in, to be in the loop, understand what's going on, and be part of the change. I saw that debate last night, and I was, kind of laughing and chuckling with myself. I was like, this is insane. I saw how folks were just attacking each other, and how I noticed how folks just couldn't keep a focus on trying to empower the least of us or trying to bring about real social change for community empowerment for folks who are watching. But I think it was just something else. You should have saw it. But anyway, let's come back to the topic. The topic here, we want to talk about what can we do to engage our community in economic development, community organized, and civic engagement. But in the meantime, let me show you this. This bag is called a deterra bag. You probably would say, what's the bag about? Okay, I'm going to tell you what the bag about. Thank you for inquiring. This bag is for, normally when folks get medication and they don't use all their medication, something like a Noxil, let's go with gabapentin, Oxycontin, Tylenol 3s, and all of those high potent pain medications that folks are taking, and they end up getting in the hands of young people because parents, when you don't take them all, some folks just put it in the medicine cabinet. Then you got the young folks that come around, and then these young folks go in the medicine cabinet, and there they go. They take the medicine, and they go out there and share the medicine with other folks. Well, this bag is a preventive measure to make sure that those unused medications are disposed of properly. So what you would do is, these are the terror bags. If you're interested in these bags, you can give us a call at Fathers Who Care. But anyway, this is how it works. You take this bag, You open the bag, you put the medicine in the bag, you put the pills in the bag, and then you put water in the bag. And then the pills will be dissolved with the contents of what's in this bag. It's a contents that would actually deactivate the medication, dissolve the medication, and then you take this bag and throw it in the garbage. So the reason why I'm really pushing this bag, because I think this is an excellent way to dispose of unwanted medication in your house so that they don't get in the hands of children. And, or, I mean, because you know how kids are. Kids are curious, and if you got things around them, they're going to definitely take advantage of it because that's what kids do. Well, so if you're interested in this Deterro bag, give us a call at 773-287-5821, 773-287-5821. And then, now, again, let me tell you again about Fathers Who Care. Okay, Fathers Who Care, the not-for-profit social service agency located on the west side of Chicago, and we are committed to youth organizing and development. We're committed to youth entrepreneurship with young people. We're committed to empowering young people, mentoring young people. We're committed to bringing community partners together to talk about the different ills and other issues going on in the neighborhood and how we can work together to empower each other. We're really talking about pooling our resources. So we do that, and then we have other activities going on. Yes, we have other activities going on like educating folks to reduce underage drinking, substance abuse, and of course, now is this major push that's out here now where marijuana has been legalized. So with marijuana being legalized, folks are running rampant with that stuff, doing their thing, I guess they call it. But I'm encouraging you all, those who are watching, of course, if you're underage, please refrain from doing it. And those who are not, I mean, you should have your own opinion. I do have mine, but I just want you to know that we are here to try to be an agent for social change to empower each other. And I want to again come back and talk about this event that we're doing. And I'm excited because this event not only is a Black History Month, but we're theming this event as the Year of the Black Woman. Black women making history in the state of Illinois, the city of Chicago, the county of Cook. We're talking about the mayor. We're talking about the lieutenant governor. We're talking about the treasurer. We're talking about the clerk of the circuit court of Cook County. We're talking about the state's attorney. We're talking about aldermen. We're talking about the deputy superintendent. We're talking about all of those women who are of African American descent and who are actually making history. We're in a prime time, and the Cook County president of the county board. We have history being made in the city of Chicago, and so we want to acknowledge those African American women for being blessed enough to serve and really to be that beacon of change, because young women are watching them. And I'm always really concerned about young women seeing positive older women. And I think those older women are doing some good work. I mean, obviously they're in office, but I want you all to come out on the 25th at Michelle Clock, where we're going to highlight and we're going to congratulate these women for the good work that they're doing. And I want to talk specifically about some more good stuff that's coming up. On the 26th, we're going to do a health and wellness event in collaboration with Access Community Healthcare Network. And then on the 28th, I'm saying it again, Fathers Who Care in collaboration with Women of Self-Love, we're coming together because we all have our good days, we all have our bad days, and we all bring certain baggage to relationships. So we're going to talk about these challenges and issues that we deal with in relationships. We're going to talk about faith. We're going to talk about communicating. We're going to talk about a lot of good stuff, spirituality. How can we develop stronger relationship with each other, respecting each other's state of mind and like of, whatever it might be. But we're going to put the things on the table. We're going to really chop it up about some good things. So listen, I want to also thank, I'm going to tell you, I want to thank the Counting on Chicago Coalition, because last week we did an NBA All-Star 2020 weekend at Collins High School. Let me show you a little bit about that. This is one of the guys who was involved in it, but let me show you. Let's do it. Check this out.
Somebody say I count. It's ringing.
This is my boy George.
Now check out this.
And George is a positive motivational speaker. And George gave What happened to this thing?
Don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy. Stop just calling, your phone is ringing. Why don't you pick up the call?
Motivational speaker. George is on.
The Census 2020. It is our mission to educate, encourage, and engage to ensure that everyone is counted once and only once and in the right place. Why is the census important? Number one, to properly allocate federal funding. That's $675 billion in federal funding for housing, Medicaid, Medicare, roads, hospitals. Number two, $1,800 funding missed per person that goes uncounted. Get counted, get allocated.
Hold on for a minute. Let's do that. I'm coming back to that. You know I am. But let's go back to this thing here, and we're gonna go here and we're gonna do this piece. Look at it. That's the Black History Celebration. Oh, ain't that tight? It's gonna be at Michelle Clock. It's gonna be at Michelle Clock, and we're gonna have a bang up time. And look, let me show you something else. Let me get back to this thing because I know y'all was checking it out. That dude look familiar. that dude, I know that dude on the screen. Yeah, look at him. I mean, he tight too. He's real tight.
Now, what you're about to hear is just something flipping it for y'all who are so busy, but you slow down a minute to come and support the census, right? Here we go. Play that track.
Check him out.
1, 2, my microphone check.
And I'm doing this intentionally.
1, 2, my microphone check. Phone is ringing. Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy. Stop just calling, your phone is ringing.
Wow, did you check that out? Listen, and look, I was sitting here watching this piece on YouTube, and all of a sudden, I get a guest to come in. Look, we have Mr. Minister George Matador.
Motivator G on the MIC for my Lord and Savior G.O.D.
Okay, there you have it. And so what we're gonna do, I know this surprised you because we was just seeing them on the YouTube. Yeah, now we have him in person right here, and we're gonna talk to him. But let's get down to it. Okay, of course I shared with you. This is Minister George Salter. All right, and he's going to share more about himself, but he's currently serves as the Director of Outreach for Beyond Family Recovery Center. He's an organizer, obviously. He's a motivational speaker. He's a poet, among other things. He works so feverishly in the community for those who are less fortunate. He has a heart for the people. And I mean, of course, he has a gift to present and to motivate, but also we're going to have some fun talking tonight about the different things that we all been working together on. Of course, he got a shirt on. Look, he got his shirt on. Counting on Chicago.
That's
2020.
some chicken right there that I have.
Man, you should come up in here talking about no chicken and then bring me none, brother. I don't know what's wrong with you. But anyway, you know what we was talking about? Yes. We was talking about the event that we all collaborated on last week, last Saturday at Collins High School, where this piece was. And if you don't mind, I'd like to go back and check this out. Is it okay?
Cool, please.
And then we're going to have some conversation with the matter. Say that again.
Motivator G on the MIC for my Lord and Savior.
Say it again one more time.
Motivator G on
Motivator
the MIC
G.
for my Lord and Savior G.O.D.
Here we go. Let's do it.
Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy.
That's tight.
Had a call, pick it up, yo, I had to stall. Could it be my boys on the coke, on the ball? Go toe to toe, fall to the floor, hear the whistle blow. He just acting, yo. What's the charge? Guilty, you're pushing too hard. I was balling, flossing, and stalling. Looking at your ID, try to see who called and collect. I don't Kid who got next. This ain't no show but show enough connect. This ain't no show but pin in your neck. Email open up and check. Yo, best you accept. Phone is ringing. Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy. No. Stop the stalling, y'all. Phone is ringing. Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy.
Look, I'm gonna pause it, man. Look, I'm sitting there checking out this piece, right? And George over here talking about, man, I wish I can do that. Yeah, I'm sure you do wish you could do that, George, and you're doing a good job. But look, George, this is what I want to do. I want to use this show, man. First of all, of course, thank you, brother.
Thank you,
for the
man.
work that you're doing, the passion that you have for what you do. I mean, we engaged in a lot of things out there, you know. Looking out for those who are less fortunate, blessing those who are less fortunate, being a beacon of light for those who are returning citizens, going to visit them in the facilities, all kind of stuff we're doing in collaboration with folks. Mm-hmm. But you are passionately doing some work right now with this Counting on Chicago Coalition 2020. But I want to talk specifically with you. I want to touch your heart right now. And I want you to tell our audience, you know, we know that you're a motivational speaker, you're a child of God, you're a minister, you do all that good work. But what motivates you? What is actually your purpose, George, for existing? What's your purpose?
Reverend, I've had a real tough time being selfish. And being selfish for 37 years of my life, it was all about me, myself, and I. Mm-hmm. And then, because I used to play ball, I played ball in high school, I went on to college, nothing spectacular, but I was a big brother to my younger brother. And when I left to go to college, the tightness that we had, he found somebody else to be a mentor. And that mentor got him caught up into some stuff, and he went to prison. And it was a time when we thought he was dead. See, it goes like this. My mother called to tell me about another brother popped, another brother shot. 9 bullets hit him, then he dropped. Living hard and large, where were the guards paid to protect the rep of the one in charge? Spirit zapped and heads hanging down low. Going to the funeral just to go and show some respect. It was our neglect. We weren't there when he bleeded and needed us most. We left him hanging at the end of a rope. It's a shame, this drug thing. That's what my mother called to tell me about my younger brother was missing. And we don't know if he was responsible for taking out his kingpin or he was also taken out because they couldn't find my brother's body. And that's when my world fell apart in a carnal way, and I said, let me begin to reach out to youth in prison, youth who lost their way. And that's when I was with Les Brown and Gladys Knight, and Les had me he was my mentor, and everywhere Les Brown went, I was in a prison facility, school, boys club, taking his message that he would say, he's Mamie Brown's baby boy. I was taking his rap, his word, and putting it to rap. Didn't know Jesus, but that's what I was doing, and that's what I got started on many years ago.
Okay.
Then I found Christ, and it's a whole nother story.
Well, I'm going to say this to you because I see you a lot. You know, we're in the same circles. And I really know that you have, you have a love for the work you do. I mean, we can't do this work as long as we do this work and how passionate we do this work. But, you know, to them that much is given, much is required.
Yes.
And we get no rest. Trust me, I know it. I mean, today, brother, I kid you not. Today, I just had so many pieces going at the same time, which is all the time, all right? And I know you're doing this too.
But you were fueled by the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yes.
And that's why I'm still doing it in the evening, right?
Yes.
I mean, because, you know, there's no rest for the weary, right? You got to keep stressing, you got to keep on pressing, right?
Yes.
So here, I want to go back, if you don't mind, and I want to check out some of this.
Okay.
All right, I got to do it. You know, I'm in this.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Had a full plate on the call, never wait. Why now take something I could later make? Truth is, everybody got excuses, doing they own thing. They just let the phone ring. So busy off the hook, waiting south at the ground shook. So much pain when you going against the grain. Don't you know that there's comfort in his name? Simply plain by name, calling you back in the frame. Phone is ringing. Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy. No. Stop the stalling, y'all. Phone is ringing. Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy. Nah. See, we can never be too busy.
Let's try this again.
to answer
So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna so tell me what was going on that day.
This was at they call it the viewing party for the NBA All-Stars. And it was sponsored by Counting on Chicago Coalition. And Counting on Chicago Coalition is a number of 18 different agencies.
You don't have it on your back, you know.
No, 18 different agencies that have been awarded some funds to count the hard-to-count community.
Right.
And this was an event because the NBA is a big thing. The All-Star Game is a big thing. But when it
Absolutely.
comes to your hood,
Yeah, and it was there.
and it was there, and you don't have the money to go to those events.
We brought it to you, though.
They brought, man, they
We brought it to you,
and
trust me.
family and friends.
Oh man, everything was free.
Everything was free.
NBA players were there.
Yes.
Former
Bob
current.
Love. Yes.
former Craig Hodges.
Yes. 3 points.
And his son.
Oh, and
All right. And we had what's the guy's name from the Bulls that was there?
Valentine.
He was there.
Yes.
And then we had Livingston.
Yes.
And
yes.
we had Bob Love.
Yes.
We had what's his other name? What's the other guy's name? So many of them.
There was other players in the house too.
There's so many
supporting
people.
them.
It was
Yes,
just so many
yes,
people
yes,
there.
yes.
And we had all of this entertainment,
Oh,
like
man.
yourself. Then we had the Chicago on Twister. We
Twister.
had Crucial Conflict,
Conflict,
Do or Die. Oh man, this
Live or
thing.
live.
Listen, this thing was off the chain. All right, I'm telling you, the family came out. Everything was free. Free food, free resources, free empowerment. Everybody was at peace. No drama.
No drama. No drama.
At all.
No drama.
Everything was on fire. But let's go back to you. So tell us now, since you brought it up, what does your let's say motivator G. What does that mean?
Okay.
Because we saw it up there too.
Yeah, I use. It's only by God's grace that I speak with the diction that I have.
Okay.
Because there was a time, Reverend, when I had
Okay.
a weak tongue, and couldn't read, and still to this day I'm dyslexic.
Okay.
So when I was doing some work with Les Brown, and I was saying, "Hey, Les, I'm going to these schools, I'm going to these places, but Les, they're not pronouncing my name right." And he's saying, "What are you talking about?" I said, their T's are A's, and their T's are A's, and their D's are whatever. And he said, "Motivator, that's what you want them to call you? But if they don't call you anything else, be happy that they're calling you."
Right,
So they
right,
would
right.
change the I, it changed the D, and it was motivator opposed to motivator.
Right,
motivator. And then it became a little G, because there was a time when I was intentionally, because I wanted to rep my Lord and Savior the right way and be submissive to His Holy Spirit and not my own spirit, which is a G,
Right.
big G. So that's where it came from.
So we're gonna get you in a bigger screen. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you coming to here, and let's get a bigger screen. So
I just want to be close to you.
No, it's
That's
cool.
all right. That's all right.
We're gonna get you on a bigger screen, but this is what we're gonna do
okay.
because now you got that.
Make a difference.
Yeah, you got to make the difference in it. But let's come on back to this topic.
Yeah.
Now, you did this piece, and you wearing the shirt. Tell the people out here why it's important for them to be counted. Tell them why.
We are busy doing a number of things. And I'm not the one to say that what you're busy about is not important.
Right.
But what's going on right now with the census, the 2020 census, this only comes around every 10 years.
That's right.
And since it's here now,
Right.
it's very, very important to look at what's on your plate.
Right.
And see how can you make the best of this time so that resources, funding, all of those things that are going to make a difference, roads, hospitals, schools, libraries, all those things that build us up in terms of federal funding them. If we're not in the room and we're not counted, guess what? Those funds go
someplace else. Yeah.
The funds are still going to be spent.
Yeah,
but they ain't going to be
not
spent
in your neighborhood.
In your neighborhood.
Yeah, if you don't,
in our
if you're not
neighborhood.
counted, right.
So it's so important to not be so busy that you can't be about the business at hand. I consider it like a basketball game. You got the 2-minute drill. You're down 7 points. What do you do in the last 2 minutes to make some things happen? Who do you get the ball to? Who do you block out? Who do you do what you need to do to grab the rebound? And how do you do all of that? This is 2-minute drill. Between now and the end of June, we got to get our count on because we want the funds to come back to Chicagoland.
Absolutely.
And we're going to lose representation if we don't do it right.
And that's fact. That's fact.
Yeah.
So let's just back up just a tad.
Okay.
And what I want you to do, because there's some folks watching, and they don't quite really understand the significance of this census.
Okay.
They don't really understand that if you're not being counted, you don't count. They really don't understand that.
So,
go ahead.
So,
and then we're going to take a caller, all right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is what I know you're thinking because I thought this way too. When you have a census numerator coming to your door, your attitude is like, what you trying to do to me? And the rebuttal may be, you're a hard to reach community. So we want you to have no doubt, trust us that you count. And when you count, we count, resources come, funding comes, and we could do a lot better because that's important.
So he's explaining to you about the census, and really we're trying to share with you that you shouldn't be afraid. I mean, folks gonna come out with IDs on. They're gonna be properly represented, and we want to let you know that if you're, I mean, it may sound a little cliche, but it's fact. If you're not being counted, then you really don't count. Boy. And we talking about upwards of $1,800 per person that can be allocated to your community with the folks that's being counted. So all they really want to do is find out who's in the house, how many folks are in their house, those kind of things. So they're going to be calm, they're going to be patient, they're not going to spook you, they're not going to take your stuff and give it to some folk and then you're going to be in trouble. No, it ain't on that.
It's all confidential.
It's all confidential. So, but what we want you to know is if you need additional information, and you should, we want you to get in touch with either me, Fathers Who Care. Our number is 773-287-5821, or log on to our website, or you can get in touch with George, all right? So both of us are actively involved in this initiative to educate, empower our communities because, listen, it's a lot at stake right now. But we got a caller, George. Let's see who is this caller. Hey, caller, thank you so much for calling. We have George. Go ahead, say the name.
Motivated G on the MIC.
Say it again, Joe.
Motivated G on the MIC from my Lord and Savior.
Motivator, not motivator. Motivator.
Yeah.
Go ahead, caller. You on the air.
Yes. First of all, I want to just say thank you for being a part of such a positive event that took place at Collins High School. I want to thank you for that. And then I want to ask you a question because you're talking about the census. What happens to those families that do not get counted? And is there a way where people can call in and be counted or give their numbers and whatnot in case they don't want someone to come to their door? Because a lot of times you're scared to open the doors for anyone. So is there other ways that families can be counted, and if they're not counted, how does that affect the different areas. I want to hear you tell me what
Well,
happened.
you know, you must have obviously just tuned in, but we thank you for that question. So please.
This is, I understand the challenge.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for that question, and thank you for being out there in the listening audience with a heart.
Absolutely.
A heart to call, because for you calling in, there's thousands of others who wanted to,
Absolutely.
but didn't. So let's
right.
get to the issue. The knocking on the door of a census taker is really the last part of the process in terms of you having someone contact you. You'll have information sent to you. I believe it's on the 11th of March. You'll have information sent to you in the mail. And you could respond to that, and when you respond to that, you won't have a numerator knocking on your door to ask you to fill out the questionnaire because you have already done that. And I understand also that when you'll receive another notice in the mail that's a reminder saying, hey, you didn't send it in. Now you have another opportunity to send this questionnaire in. And when that doesn't happen, then that's when you will have the numerator knocking at your door. And that's why you will respond, because we're making these announcements now as canvassers who are going out to the field and letting the community know the census is here. It's important for you to count. So we're kind of like just wetting your whistle and moving on your heart to participate and respond to any of those inquiries that happen directly to you.
Okay. So that must be.
Phone is ringing.
The phone is ringing.
I can't answer the call.
But anyway, listen. Let's go back. Let's go back and check out some of George again. All right. Check this out.
Could I turn that ringer off?
Sure. Go ahead.
Call. Because the call is going to happen when we're knocking on your door and we're making phone calls to remind you to be counted. Somebody say, I'm counted. I'm counted. I'm counted. I'm counted. Peace and blessings. Motivated G on the MIC for my Lord and Savior G.O.D. Yeah, y'all. Somebody say, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yo, yo. Yo, yo. We count y'all. We count y'all. Yes, you do. Every one of you. Peace and blessings.
I'm gonna come back and hit it a little bit more. Come on, check this out.
Say, I count. The phone is ringing, and you want to pick it up. Now check out this. Phone is ringing. Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy. Stop the stalling, your phone is ringing. Why don't you?
And so we're back again. Of course, I know you can't help but feel it. But let's get back into the talk. You was talking specifically, answering the question of the young lady that. So we asking you to give us a call here at 312-738-1060. If you'd like to know more about the census, if you want to know about some what kind of activities you got coming up?
Well, this right here, Reverend, is the third activity for today.
Right.
Yes. We were blessed over at Above and Beyond. That's where I work as Director of Outreach and Community Engagement, and Above and Beyond is a level 1-2 treatment facility that helps the disenfranchised, the marginalized, that hard-to-count community that is struggling with some type of addiction.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So we had from 12 to 2, we had our CSAC, which is Community Support Advisory Council meeting. We have that meeting on the third Thursday of every month, and today we presented the census.
Okay.
And we had a number of our canvassers share their story. One shared their story about how she lives at Grace House, which is a house where women come home from prison. And they live there, and the hard-to-count community are really those coming home from prison and jail. So she's one of our canvassers, and she goes and has a heart to reach the women. Another canvasser works and really wants to reach the hard to count babies. She goes to daycares, and her sister owns a daycare, and she basically talks about how the mom, because most of the mom are raising the children, so she's reaching out to the moms to have those little babies count. Think of this, and I'm just going to try to be funny with it.
Go ahead.
You got two babies. One baby asked the other baby, "Can you count?" And the baby said, "Here, I could count." So count. 1, 2, 4. You can't count. Then they say, "Well, you count." I don't have to, because my mom is going to count, and she's going to count me when she goes and completes the census.
That's good. See, we're trying to make, we're doing all kind of activities. Trust me, all of the creative minds are currently working. As George alluded to, there's actually 18 of us working out here in the collaboration coalition to make some things happen. And now, is there job opportunities available?
Yes, there are. There are job opportunities which are direct hires with the census.
Sure, go ahead.
Now, as canvassers, we do not work directly for the government. We are contracted to provide services, but the census are looking for positions with great pay, flexible hours, weekly pay, and paid training. And there's a number of different areas. And what I would encourage you to do, they're still hiring, and I would recommend that you contact the 800 number that they have here, or go just online at 2020census.gov/gov or jobs, or call 1-855-JOB-2020. I read that, and I'm dyslexic. That's a great thing.
Yeah, and listen, and we're telling you the opportunities are out there.
Yes, they
so
are.
So they may not call you right away, but don't give up. Just keep in touch with them. Call the numbers. If you want to be involved in some of the things that's going on, give us a call at Fathers Who Care. Give them your number over at Beyond.
Over at Above and Beyond.
Yeah.
First of all, our address, we're located at 2942 West Lake. That's right at Sacramento and Lake. And our phone number is, I'll look at my business card. Our phone number is 773-940-2960. That number again is 773-940-2960.
So let me have that.
Yes.
So that's information about Above and Beyond where George currently works, and we want you to know that. Listen, the opportunities are here, and please take advantage of them, because the opportunities ain't gonna be there forever. And we're trying to tell you folks, don't allow this opportunity to pass you by. Get in where you fit in. Get in where you can get in. And if you need additional information, please give us a call. I'm going to come back and talk to you. You got a piece going on, a mission called Rhyme to Reason. What is that?
Rhyme to Reason.
Yeah, Rhyme to Reason.
That's my love. That's a company that I founded about 6 years ago. And there's many different reasons to do things. But when I came to understand who Jesus Christ is, and when he saved me and I received him as my Lord and Savior on September 17th, 1996, I had a lot of rhymes in me. And a lot of those rhymes were not about God. So when I began to come to know more about God, just feeling him, praying to him, seeing him move in my life, I wanted to let the Word of God be my reason to be pleasing to my Lord and Savior. So I was blessed to just found a company called Rhyme to Reason.
Well, you seem to be rather. Let's just do this. Give us a give us a piece.
The piece is poetry in motion Rub it on me daily so you know it's like lotion. But for this to be relevant for the hood, we gotta tell them this. This genre, this culture, I'm trying to reach y'all with all 5 elements. But on this release, without a beat, I'm gonna speak. From creation to eternity, God opened my eyes to see 564 thoughts blocked, kept the time and the syllable count locked, led by the Holy Spirit, man's way to salvation, caught up in his word, rewrote the translation. So that you know, the rules go like this. Whatever the 40 prophets said, I flipped it, but don't trip. It's still spiritual and biblical, but now it has a hood twist. Now with the same text, get and catch a new fish with the same net. But when it comes with thus saith the Lord or Jesus, I didn't mess with. Intact, I kept it. I put those words on the end of a paintbrush as God stuffing on the canvas to draw. I left it for my folks and for the world to see. You could call it hip-hop or modern-day poetry. But just remember this, history, G-O-D, that some might be saved. This is the only concern to me. So I just pray that it remains understood that you know this, that God's story is still good. In the hood, in the west side, Austin, East Garfield, West Garfield, London, wherever. Still good, because that's the hood.
So you're watching Fathers Who Care, and of course you see my guest here, George Salter, also a.k.a.
Motivated G-O-N-E-M-I-C for my Lord and Savior G-O-D.
So let's try something else. Let's check this out.
The Census 2020. It is our mission to educate, encourage, and engage to ensure that everyone is counted once and only once and in the right place. Why is the census important? Number one, to properly allocate federal funding. That's $675 billion in federal funding for housing, Medicaid, Medicare, roads, hospitals, and more. Number two, $1,800 funding missed per person that goes uncounted. Get counted, get allocated, get money.
Phone is ringing. Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy.
Okay, check this out. Okay, you're listening. We got a caller. Let's go. Caller, you're on the air. Your comment or question.
What advice would you give young people?
What advice would you give young people? Thank you for the caller. What advice would you give young people?
The advice...
Because they're confused.
The advice that I would give young people, I have the opportunity to go to youth detention facilities across the country. A matter of fact, there's one in St. Charles that I'm at every Saturday when I can. And these young boys are, we talk about rap and we talk about hip hop, and they share with me through their giftings this mumble rap, this trap rap, this drill rap. And what I do, I try to meet them where they are and say, yo, I understand that that's your story. And the way you communicate your story is being communicated by the way the world tells you to. What I'm asking you to do is to hear a different voice. Hear a voice that doesn't draw you into the negative, but brings you and walks with you into the positive. There are many mentors, positive and negative, but they're still mentors. What I'm asking our young people to do is give the mentors a chance to pour positivity into you, opposed to pouring negativity into you. And as you give mentors a chance, watch them, and believe me, they won't let you down, because I was one that wasn't let down.
So we want to also encourage you, those who are watching, and we know you're watching. If you need assistance, you can give George a call at Above and Beyond. His number over there is, what's that number?
Give him my cell number.
Nope, I ain't doing that.
You ain't?
773-940-2960. If you want to give him your cell number, you can do that.
See, the office phone has a voicemail that picks up, but I want to answer the call, and I want to direct you to my personal call.
Okay, give it to him.
630-328-9951.
One more time.
630-328-9951.
Now you working in collaboration with us and some other folks, because we got a serious network of folks out here.
Yes.
All of us are working to empower folks. But we won't, listen people, listen to me real seriously. If you're not being counted, you don't count.
Yes.
And listen, everybody ain't gonna keep on giving people nothing for nothing, all right? Sooner or later, you got to put the pedal to the metal and put the work in, all
Yes.
right? Because, I mean, you feel good when you work. You feel good when you got money in your pocket. You feel good when opportunities prevail themselves to you. So we want to encourage you. We want to encourage you to take a stand to do what's right, to get out there and make a difference. We want you to, of course, we want you involved in the census, because that's the hottest thing that you should be involved in right now. And I kid you not. Believe me when I tell you, if you're not being counted, you don't count. There's $675 billion allocated to folks counting folks, all right? And we're telling you, if you're not being counted in your neighborhood, somebody else is going to be counted in another neighborhood, all right?
Could I say this?
Say it, because we got 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Two people were in the house talking about how they used to play basketball, and now the basketball nets aren't on, the rims are falling down, and they're saying, what we going to do about it? There's a census enumerator knocking at your door trying to bring more funds to the neighborhood
Right.
for those kind of things.
Right.
You count.
You count. So listen, let me give you this here one more time. On the 25th, we'll be at Michelle Clark. It's the year of the black woman. We're going to honor the black women from the state level, local level, city level, county level. And it's from 5 to 7. For additional information, give Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821. And hopefully, if things roll out the way we want to, we might even get a chance to bless you with.
Ooh, please.
You
Please.
know?
Ooh.
I know you heard them. So God bless you. Good night.
Bless.
Keep the faith, and we'll see you. Listen, all is well.
Yes, it is.
All is well. God bless you. Good night. See
Good
you
night.
then.
Good night.
Thank you so much for tuning in.